Now, Foreign Minister Marise Payne has called for a global independent review into the spread of COVID-19. She's also urging more transparency from all countries. Comes after several politicians criticised the action of China and the World Health Organization for downplaying the seriousness of the disease. We're joined by former Prime Minister Kevin Rudd. Kevin, good morning to you. I'd actually forgotten you led a review into fixing the WHO back in 2016. Remind me, were your recommendations taken on board?
No, they weren't, but there were other reviews of the World Health Organization coming out of the Ebola crisis. You may remember that one, Koshi, around about 2015. Yeah. And so the recommendations were put forward. How do you enhance the powers and the resources of the WHO? But frankly, the international community, that is governments around the world, just said, crisis gone, don't need to worry about it. And so we are where we are.
Yeah, they're regretting that now, aren't they? One of your recommendations was an independent voice for WHO representatives at a country level. Now, would China ever accept that?
Well, we never pushed it. That's the problem with the international community and the WHO governing arrangements. You see, you don't want to interfere with people's domestic health arrangements every day. But when you've got an epidemic, when you've got a pandemic, the bottom line is all that needs to be pushed to one side because, as we've seen around the world, everyone's lives and everyone's economies are then at risk. So I think it's something which should be pushed forward so that if you've got a WHO representative in Washington or Beijing or wherever, they can speak without fear as an independent voice and say, this must be done.
OK. While we've got you, Malcolm Turnbull's new book is officially out today. The publisher has accused the Prime Minister's office of distributing pirated copies ahead of time. What do you think of Malcolm's book? And sort of, is it just continuing the political memoir backstabbing?
Well, you know something, I find it quite entertaining today, interesting anyway, that you've just been having this debate with Josh Frydenberg about the giant social media companies stealing the intellectual property of others, namely companies like News Corporation. Well, News Corporation last week were publishing with gay abandon stolen intellectual property from Malcolm Turnbull, which was leaked. Anyway, leave that to one side. The core thing I reckon about Turnbull's memoir is a serious reflection on the power actually of the Murdoch media. That's the one thing I take seriously out of it, because it doesn't matter where you come from. Murdoch runs 70% of the print readership in this country. In my state of Queensland, virtually every Queensland newspaper is owned by Murdoch. So we need to strengthen the guidelines, strengthen the powers of those who regulate the print media. You broadcast people have got pretty powerful regulators already, not for print.
OK. Kevin Rudd, thanks for joining us. Here's Sam.